This is a challenge for me. My SIM card is having problems when I was on my way to training, and now I am navigating through using my muscle memory. I was given instructions, but everything looks different now after 3 years. Although I've been here quite some time throughout the years I was gone, but in Singapore, buildings are built fast. I'm dying. I'm back here in Singapore, and if you're just tuning in, I just came back from the Philippines and I'm still adjusting because a lot of things here have changed and I'm coping with it. Hi everyone, it's me Mel, welcome back. Since my release from SHN, I haven't updated regarding what I've done after my release and things that I've done during the pandemic here in Singapore. I've pretty much gotten myself busy and still adjusting here because technically I am currently in autopilot. I grew up here, so the things I've been doing are in autopilot and I haven't really adjusted well. So let's explore it, and I will share with you how I spent my holidays here in Singapore, and of course, what are the new things here in Singapore if you're wondering and what to expect. I didn't do a December vlog because I considered moving back to Singapore and the art of quarantine as my December vlogs, but this time I will share with you how well I did during the rest of my holidays. So, pandemic here in Singapore. Ugh. Where do I begin? I'm near a camp, so there are helicopters and aircraft noises around. Thanks for dropping by. General knowledge. In Singapore, they call their quarantine circuit breaker. And in the Philippines, we call it ECQ and GCQ, which is Enhanced Community Quarantine and General Community Quarantine. So when I came here in Singapore, it was transitioning from phase 2 to phase 3. If you want to learn more about circuit breakers, since it's going to be a long one and I don't want to drag the whole video about it, I'll put a link in the description below, so read about that, and I'll move on to the most important things, which is a social gathering here in Singapore, which is from 5 people. Now if you have more friends, you can add 3 more. Singapore, of course, dealt with the pandemic smoother than the Philippines, and there are lesser cases here. Maybe one of the factors is because Singapore is a little red dot and Philippines is way larger. Community. I think everywhere around the world is practicing social distancing. There are signages and floor stickers around to remind everyone to stay away from another person a meter or more. And there are also temperature checks around every entrances. Now the difference is, here in Singapore, you only need to wear a mask. Back then when I used to be in the Philippines, we wore mask and face shield, which is pretty annoying. The plastic face shield is really annoying, especially when you're outside, because when the wind hits your face, it's very annoying. Tracing here in Singapore is also way easier because they have a centralized system. They use a Trace Together app, which is an app that you use to scan QR codes to every entry. And it automatically enters your particulars and it saves queuing before entering. They also provided tokens for every individual to be able to track their location, especially if you come across someone who is infected or someone who is a carrier. From what I've heard, you will be contacted to stay at home, or when you're already outside, you will be picked up and placed for quarantine. In the Philippines, not everybody has a device to be able to scan QR codes, but they are practicing digital ones, but they also do have manual inputs, which is having a paper and a sanitized pen outside every entry before entering an establishment. Transportations, there's a lot of transportations in the Philippines. There are tricycles, jeepneys, MRTs, LRTs, buses, trains, taxis, and more. And Filipinos got creative by trying to segregate spaces to be able to accommodate as much passengers per trip. They use segregation using book covers or accurate sheets. Here in Singapore, I heard that they used to add accurate sheets as well, but they removed it. Now the transportation is as per normal, except the fact that everybody's wearing a mask. Everybody's sitting together, everybody's standing together. The only thing that they added is a protocol of trying to discourage to talking to each other and also talking on the phone to prevent the exposure and the spread of the disease. Attractions and tourist spots are still open here in Singapore. It is operating as per normal. It just have lesser people and lesser foreigners because of the travel ban as of the moment. But this is where the locals took the opportunity to visit some of the places to be able to experience the whole place for themselves. Everything here is normal. Kids go to school, but I heard that they have their online modules as well as their school works, and people go to work as per normal. And speaking of work, they have already started their vaccinations here, which is from the healthcare workers and now to the aviation. New things here in Singapore. Well, if you've been in Singapore, you know that Singapore is ever changing. There's always new places or new buildings sprouting in the corner. There are newly painted buildings, there are newly painted places. And of course now, they've added a new line in there. MRT, which is the brown line, and it's called Thomson Coastline, Thomson East Coastline, Thomson Coastline, I think. And they've opened their phase 1, and then now they're going to open their phase 2 this year. I think it's meant to open in the first quarter before Chinese New Year, but from what I've read from the news, they're opening it delayed, which is on the third quarter this year. Now, since I've tackled things that are new here in Singapore, I'm going to share with you what went down during my pandemic holidays here in Singapore. And that is spending my holidays with my family, catching up with friends, and of course, contacting my loved ones from the Philippines. Holidays, well, everybody still celebrated their holidays as per normal, except the fact that it is less noisy as before. Last time Singapore celebrates their New Year's and countdowns to the bang, and now everybody didn't experience that. But they still managed to be able to celebrate it by having the Lights Up Festival at Marina Bay. During the holidays, every family are only allowed to be able to have 8 people gathering around, so this time people have to celebrate in batches.
Hindi mo na kung hindi na parang balot ni tita eh.
Alam ko na to, lunchbox.
Curry. Parang may mga prasa ka dito. Oh!
What's that?
Lakayan mo rin eh! What's in your... Zigzag. Happy? Okay. Bakit may McDonald's?
Joker yan ah.
Of course, one of the perks of coming back to Singapore is meeting up with my old friends, and last time I always come here every year and it's always 2 weeks. So I only managed to meet up a few people because I mainly focus on staying with my family and spending the whole holidays with them. This time I managed to meet up with a few more people, and we went out together, spent time together, and of course catch up together with food. Yeah! Is of course celebrating with my family. If you have known, I spent my time in the Philippines alone, and this time I'm able to spend time with my family more. notice that I don't have my dogs here. But don't worry, I am not that cruel. I left them with someone there and someone I trust. And I video call them every day to at least know that they are healthy and they are being taken care of.
Yeah. Sassy.
And that's it. If you're planning to come here in Singapore, if you're one of those people who commented in one of my previous videos that you are planning to come here, you have plans to be here or to work here, well, this video is for you. You will experience some culture shocks, maybe. Singapore is a very fast-paced country. There's a lot of cultures here, which is great. You'll be experiencing a lot of things here. Things that you may have seen online, things you wanted to see, things you wanted to see, things you wanted to try, and things you haven't tried. So brace yourself for that, and I hope that you enjoy. And if you don't have the time to come here yet, I'll be showing more of Singapore with you since I'm here. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you like this video. Click the notification bell to see more of my uploads, and I will see you more on my next one. Bye!